Iran recently made the shocking declaration that it has territorial rights in Antarctica and plans to establish a military presence at the South Pole. This poses a direct challenge to long-standing international agreements governing the frozen continent. In this video, we'll break down Iran's brazen Antarctic ambitions and what they could mean for the region and the world. Is Iran serious about staking a claim in Antarctica? How has the international community responded? And what threats could arise if Iran seeks to militarize the pole? There's a lot to unpack here, so let's get started. Background on Antarctica. First, a quick refresher. Antarctica is the coldest, windiest, driest continent on Earth. No country owns Antarctica or can claim any part of it. It's governed by the 1959 Antarctic Treaty, signed by 12 nations. The treaty sets aside Antarctica for peaceful scientific research. It bans military activities and prohibits territorial claims. Today over 50 countries have signed on, agreeing to preserve Antarctica as a demilitarized zone dedicated to science. So Iran's talk of having property rights there and raising its flag goes against the principles of this long-standing agreement. Iran's claim over Antarctica. In September 2022, Iranian Navy Commander Admiral Shahram Irani declared in a televised statement, "We have property rights in the South Pole. We have a plan to raise our flag there and carry out military and scientific work." This claim came out of the blue, taking observers by surprise. Iran hasn't previously shown much interest in Antarctica. It currently has no permanent research stations or expeditions operating there. So why make this provocative statement now? Experts see it as posturing by Iran's regime to assert itself on the global stage. With nuclear talks stalled, sanctions still in place, and regional tensions high, Iran wants to flex its muscles. International response. Unsurprisingly, Iran's comments caused alarm internationally. The U.S. State Department forcefully rejected the notion, saying Iran's funds cannot be used for any Antarctic activities. Other nations also dismissed the remarks. Experts noted no state can have territorial sovereignty under existing Antarctic treaties. Raising a flag holds no legal significance. But even just discussing military plans violates the spirit of Antarctica's demilitarized status. It sets a dangerous precedent that could encourage other countries to follow suit. Iran's pattern of aggression. Zooming out, this provocation fits Iran's wider pattern of aggressive behavior. Lately it has stepped up threats across the Middle East and beyond. Its naval forces have attacked commercial shipping in the Gulf. It supplies drones to Russia for use in Ukraine. Iranian-backed proxies target U.S. troops across the region. So while Antarctica seems a stretch, we can't ignore Iran's expansionist tendencies. Experts warn the regime will keep pushing boundaries until it meets serious pushback. Concerns over militarization. A key worry is that Iran's rhetoric is the first step toward greater militarization of Antarctica. If one country flags intentions to build military bases, others may too. Antarctica's pristine environment would be at risk. Competition over resources could arise. And it could spark new geopolitical tensions, undoing decades of cooperation in Antarctica. Once you open the door to military activity, it's hard to close it again. Iran's statement is especially concerning given its history of exporting revolution and defying international norms. Implications for Biden administration. This episode also has implications for the Biden administration's efforts to engage Iran. Some analysts believe offering sanctions relief emboldened Iran to make this kind of assertion. They argue Washington needs to take a tougher stance going forward to deter Iranian transgressions. But the White House insists sanctions relief was justified and unrelated to Iran's activities regarding Antarctica. Still, the timing isn't good optics for Biden. It makes his outreach to Tehran look ineffective right as they make an outlandish territorial claim. Republicans will likely seize on this point to attack his Iran policy. Scenarios going forward. What could happen next? Here are some possibilities. Iran quietly drops the Antarctica talk after global backlash, but looks for other ways to project power. Iran doubles down on its claim, naming it a sovereign right, and tries to test boundaries in Antarctica. Other nations boost their Antarctic programs to counterbalance Iran's potential presence there. The US and allies sanction Iranian entities linked to any Antarctic efforts, blocking activities. Tensions simmer but no country violates treaties banning military buildup or resource extraction in Antarctica, the status quo holds. While alarming, Iran's statement may amount to nothing more than bluster. But it also spotlights gaps in the Antarctic Treaty that could be exploited. Strengthening cooperation and governance in Antarctica may now become a priority. The White House will also have to clarify how it plans to respond if Iran persists with its provocations down south and elsewhere. Conclusion. In the end, Iran's supposed claim on Antarctica raises complicated questions about respecting scientific conventions while also reining in those who would breach them. It will take united multilateral pressure to prevent erosion of Antarctica's protected status. Iran's pattern of assertive behavior also continues with this polar posturing. But its actual capabilities in Antarctica remain minimal for now. We'll have to see if rhetoric shifts to real-world actions. One thing is clear, the Antarctic Treaty signatories cannot ignore this warning shot across the bow. Collective vigilance will be key to uphold the vision of a peaceful, demilitarized Antarctica for the sake of scientific research and global stability. Those are my thoughts on Iran's controversial designs on the South Pole. Let me know what you think about this unfolding situation. Should we take Iran's claims seriously? Can Antarctica remain off-limits to militaries? I look forward to reading your comments. Thank you for watching.